Hello and welcome to the final week of Very Easy League 2020, presented by Metal Gear Speedrunners. We are just going to jump right into this. First matchup on the day is PlatonicGuy versus Plywood, so we're going to switch that over now. And we are going to get confirmations that the runners are ready, and we'll get you going here in a moment. I am joined by Apache Smash for commentary. How are you doing, dude?
I'm really good. I'm very much excited for the final week of MGS2 V League.
And away they should be going. We're just jumping right in. No delay, no fooling around. Let's just get this thing going. Last week, VE League, let's go. So, we'll tell you about the first matchup. PlatonicGuy versus Plywood. Both are up in the standings. PlatonicGuy sits with a 7-2 record, sitting in the number 3 seed right now. Plywood sitting at 6-3 in the number 5 seed right now. Depending on how things go today, they could catapult all the way up to the number 2 seed come playoff time, which could be a favorable thing as far as matchups and stuff down the road. Both are very capable players. Both are high-level players. Plywood newer to the scene. PlatonicGuy, a former world record holder multiple times. Should be a very interesting time.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing decided in this match going forward. I honestly think Plywood could win.
And as they head up to Olga, ideally in a race scenario, you're going to want a right side Olga. Left side Olga is faster in most cases, but it's a lot harder to handle in a race environment. So let's see what these guys get. Looks like Platonic's going to get a right side, and Plywood's going to get a left side. So if he gets a failed loop here, he could be in trouble and lose some time. Plywood shot early there. This is going to be a non-critical shot. No loop. He's losing time.
It's so rough. It's like 11 seconds lost if you don't
really
get the
bad.
loop. Because you essentially have to do an extra shot compared to the right side.
Yeah, so
The
that's a
fourth
5-shot fight. Ugh.
The fourth hit on Olga in this situation can just feel so bad as well.
But it's still early. Still early. Anything can happen, so it's definitely not over yet. But Platonic definitely does have an edge early. So we have 5 matches for you today. Everybody is playing except for me, since this is technically my bye week. So everybody will play their final match of the regular season. And after today, we will know our 8 participants and where they stand for the playoffs, which start next Saturday on this channel. So our quarterfinal matchups. A lot to play for everybody today. The next match, which features Tyler 2022 versus Mac McD, is actually a play-in game. The winner goes to the playoffs. The loser is out, and it's that simple.
Yeah, we got some absolutely incredible games today. We'll see everyone except you. So
yeah,
we don't need to see any more of you. We know where you are. You're going to be 1 seed no matter what.
Yep. I'm halfway decent at this game, so I don't need to
You're
play
okay.
today.
You're okay.
So looks like both of them going for the swag strat engine room, where you take a caution, roll into some guards, and you get to skip a cutscene at the end of the engine room.
Yeah,
that does not blow up the ship, which is good.
That Olga gap is real.
It is. It's quite big,
huge.
but it's early. Plywood's playing fine otherwise, so
It really dramatically shows you the difference between something that is, in some ways, out of your control. Big instance of RNG.
Yeah, and Plywood was very antsy to get this match going because he loves VE so much. He just cannot get enough of MGS2 VE. He's so passionate about it. But in reality, he's got to get to work.
The
So,
enemy is attacking. Stay alert, everyone.
but yeah. So Guard Rush coming up for Platonic. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Guard Rush?
So Guard Rush is kind of an instance of RNG. There's little bits of variations in how the guards can come out. Essentially, you just want to shoot the first one as quickly as possible and then get the guard behind the box. So Platonic does that really nicely there, and the right guard before he went back. When that right guard goes behind the wall, he's completely invincible, even if you can slightly see him. Bad headshots at the end there, but saves one bullet just in case it goes out of bounds during the ladder glitch. You always want to have one bullet. Plywood is using the M9 a little bit. That's a relatively new thing, right? Using it for the guard at the back.
Yeah, because it really doesn't matter as far as cycles are concerned. It's still the same speed otherwise. You're killing the guards that need to be killed fast. So very clean Guard Rush. Very awkward flick shot from Platonic. There was like no flick there. That was very weird.
Yeah, he also went with the ladder glitch variant that's slightly safer, I believe. I believe a lot of people like that because it's safer. Plywood going with the more traditional. Gets the flick shot really well. Rolls into the guard. Very technical hold 2 from PlatonicGuy as well. Taking a slightly better line into hold 3. That's the most risky we've kind of seen Platonic play, right? He's played so safe up to now.
Yep.
Plywood going with a domino strat in hold 2. It's a fast variant of that room, but it's very dangerous as well.
But for all the holds issues we've seen, two players out of the holds, no problem pending Plywood's photos, but
Yeah, his second
uh,
one didn't look great.
I think it's fine. We'll find out though. He misses a photo that it could be GG, but I doubt it.
It's a huge time loss.
And I'll be perfectly honest with you, I am eating my breakfast since I just woke up, so if you hear some chewing, I'm just eating some chicken nuggets. So,
Breakfast of champions, bit of chicken nuggets in the morning. Get you ready for some VE League finals.
yep, some chicken nuggets, some kettle cooked chips from Panera Bread, and some Pepsi pineapple. Yeah,
I'm personally having a Parisian breakfast, which is a coffee and 2 cigarettes.
yeah, sounds decent. So, onto the plant we go. Enough about our menu for the day. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of codecs. You're not really going to see a whole lot going on for the next few minutes. We won't really see our next either gap or different stuff, different strategies probably until we get the bomb disposal. And did you resub to the channel?
Yeah, of course I did.
Thank you, dude. Much appreciated.
I'll always use my Prime sub for MGSR now.
Shout outs to Chusa in the chat. Oh, I just tried it for the first time the other day. But it's decent. I'm a coat guy normally,
I'm under attack. Stay alert.
but
So while
Sonic
we've
going
got
back. Go
a
ahead.
moment here in the old deep sea dock, who's the current world record holder for this game and category?
Is actually me as of 2 days ago. I recently just achieved a 101.47 in one of the most dramatic ways possible, and I'm not going to get into the details, but
That's the
I beat
first
Platonic Guy
4x,
by 8
though, right?
seconds. Yes. Sonic had a 55, I got a 47. I also tied his 540 for tanker time last night twice, so, and that can be beaten as well.
Let's fucking go. Alright, Platonic, first to enter strut A. And we're still under the kind of chill section of the route. We really see things shake up during bomb disposal. Plywood having a little bit of trouble getting into that prone position, entering strut A as well. And I don't want to curse I don't want to curse this run, but what are your predictions for the rest of today's games?
We're going to see a lot of good matches, a lot of close matches. I don't necessarily want to predict winners per se, since I'm going to be on the call for every match. Um, I think we'll see some good stuff. We might see an upset or two. We'll see. Maybe a couple things we've never seen before. You never know. You never know. So really look forward to everything today. The play-in game later on, and even all the way to the last match of the day, Joe versus Tino. I mean, there'll be something to play for at that time, seeding or what have you.
For sure. Me and Limes will be commentating this match and the next match. I think you're doing them all day, right? But if
Yeah,
anyone,
I'll be doing all the hosting, and I'll probably be doing comms all day since I got nothing better to do. So might as well.
I love it, me personally. I love the amount of time we've got to be on the mic and just watch amazing races.
Yes, sir.
All
It's
right,
really
going into
I was gonna say it's
uh,
really a culmination of what we've been doing the last 3 months. Like just the jam packed. Everybody plays except for me today. It's awesome.
yeah, it's good that we could arrange it because it wasn't easy. Okay, Platonic going traditional bomb disposal route. I think Plywood will go conveyor belt route, right? We haven't really
Yep.
seen him do the standard variant.
Yeah, conveyor belt, if you do it perfectly, can save time. But that's the key thing. You got to do it fast, perfectly, zero mistakes. The margin of error is just null compared to a traditional route. And plywood is going conveyor. Um, he's good at the conveyor belt route, but I honestly do not think it saves him time.
Who's there? Who's there? Enemy
Nevertheless,
sighted.
Plywood is the kind of player who will go for, let's say, stuff that's a bit extra. It's kind of an extra player.
Yeah, yeah, he likes the odd stuff, the interesting stuff. Um, but he's kind of 102, so he's putting up a pretty good time anyway. Yeah, so the conveyor belt route, you're going to pick up a couple of cardboard boxes along the way, and then you'll be riding the Struddy conveyor belt a couple times to transport from Struddy to a couple of different struts. Does cut down on, I think, one room overall, but due to what you have to do in menus and stuff like that, it's kind of a break-even strat if you do it right. Almost preference, I would guess, but it's much harder to pull off.
Yeah, the conveyor belt glitch itself isn't that hard to perform. You can generally watch a video of it and then perform it straight away. But when you've got to do it multiple times with precision and be, as fast as possible as well, that's where the skill really comes into play. We won't really see who's ahead until they go to straight the second time as they're going to the deep sea dock.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally going in completely different routes, so I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell, but it'll depend on execution, and we'll have a general idea. All right, they're getting close to high-fiving each other. Plywood almost in strut F. Platonic making his way to strut F now. A little bit of trouble with that cartwheel there. Tried to cartwheel into the door and just kept him there.
Keeping it relatively even.
Yeah, the gap is still real from Olga and whatnot. So, but anything can happen. There's a lot to happen, a lot to play for still. And I do want to remind others, in the event of a tie, as far as in the standings, our tiebreaker is cumulative IGT. If there's 3 runners or more tied for the same spot. So even if you're out of a race, losing a race, you don't want to just mail it in and say screw it. You want to get the best time possible, because if you're in a situation where 3 or 4 people have the same record, your cumulative IGT throughout the 11 weeks is going to come into play at that point, and that can determine where you finish in the standings.
Yeah, I like that we kept that rule in there. It's kept everyone playing relatively well no matter what.
Yeah, depending on circumstances today, we could have 4 players tied for second. So it really depends. Nice cartwheel by Platonic going into that door. Very nice. You know, I talked to Platonic a little bit before this match, and he was he almost forgot about this match because of, you know, time zones and stuff. So, but for very little practice, but I mean, it's PlatonicGuy. I mean, he doesn't need the practice.
Yeah,
Playing very well.
he can probably count the days on one hand that he hasn't played Metal Gear Solid 2 in the past year.
Yeah, for sure.
Big grinder.
Yep.
Pilot isn't as much of a grinder. Like, you won't really see him just repeatedly play the same game all day, but his practice is always really focused, so he gets good quickly. Like, no matter what he does, he gets good at it very quickly.
Yeah, he's just a great all-around player. I mean, he puts his hands in many different buckets. I mean, he just recently picked up Metal Gear Solid Mobile. Was doing some MGS1 testing yesterday, and now he's doing this. He plays it all. I mean, he does everything.
Yeah, big important community member, and yeah, he not only picks up the strategies quickly, but he also invents some of his own. He's found stuff for this game. He recently found a sequence break for mobile. Like, hell of a guy.
Yeah, I mean, if he's stuck with one game like he say had with Metal Gear Solid 1, he could get really good at this game if he wants. But hey, man, you do you.
Yeah, I think Plywood has said multiple times that it's not so much the category that interested him with MGS2. It was just the fact that so many people were playing it. Just the sheer numbers of people getting involved. He wanted to as well. But what a journey it's been from 8 or so people on the leaderboards to approaching 40 that we have now.
Yeah, we have, I think, 38 people on the leaderboards for very easy PC. We're getting a lot in the tanker part too. Like, there's almost 25 that have run a tanker IL, which is pretty nice. So Platonic's making his way already down to the deep sea dock again to fight Fortune. Plywood's almost there, having trouble getting lined up. But gets on the conveyor belt okay. Yeah, a little bit of kerfuffle there, but the gap, I would say it grew.
By a small number, yeah, I'd say Platonic probably gained a couple of seconds overall there.
3:37 on the bomb timer when Platonic defused it. That is a really, really good time. That was interesting. He turned with the coolant, ultimate safety there. Like, okay, I've never seen that before.
That's something you can say for Platonic. Like, the way he plays in PB attempts compared to the way he plays in races, it's like two different players.
Really is. All right, Plywood defusing his bomb. PlatonicGuy did a very important buffer at the start where you turn to the right with D-pad, punch 3 times, and then crouch. You have to do that so we can manipulate Fortune to do a series of events, shoot the fork, lift the light, stuff like that. If you don't do that or screw up the buffer, you're losing 20 plus seconds.
Yeah, it's a really rough part of the run to make a mistake on. You just got to follow the pattern. Shouldn't have any problems. You can get the occasional Fortune extra speech even if you do everything right,
But even then, I mean, it doesn't necessarily lose much time, if any. Sometimes it doesn't lose anything.
yeah. I think what's fair to say about these two players is the amount of knowledge, like Metal Gear speedrun knowledge they have between them is unreal, and both of them have recently been doing a lot with the Metal Gear Speedrunners wiki we have. Platonic putting a lot of info for MGS2 on there. So if you wanted to learn some of the nuance of this run, all the info is available on our website, metalgearspeedrunners.com.
Yeah, but ever-growing site. So much information. We're adding stuff all the time. Big props to everybody who's done that. That was such a clean chaff pickup.
Yeah, what may not be noticeable is that there's a claymore on the floor as you go and pick up those chaff grenades.
Oh, really? I
Just
didn't know that.
lose about 5 seconds if you run into it. We've seen plenty of people run into the claymore, and I'm sure we'll see. I'm sure we'll see more of that before the whole before the whole league is finished.
I'm sure.
But not from plywood.
Very good as well.
I was talking about myself, Tito.
See, cool kids don't pick up chaff grenades because we like better menus.
Yeah, we're trying to eliminate every single menu possible in this run. Every time we use the menu, it's time loss.
Yeah, we recently just had a menu optimization when you enter the Shell 1 core, but it only applies to chaffless runs. It does save on another menu when you're equipping the Claymore and then the AK, but chaffless only. That's why it's better. All right, Fat Man for Platonic. Lethal or non-lethal? Let's see.
Lethal, surely. Platonic lethal, plywood non-lethal.
Yep, and Platonic's going for the newer lethal setup. Trouble with the bomb. He was slow bomb at the start and he corrected fast bomb.
I don't know if that comes out faster. Like,
I don't think it does.
Should he have
He
just
did it
stayed with
again.
the slow bomb? Should he have just stayed with the slow bomb? I think he should
I
have.
think he should have. He did that twice.
Yeah, plywood 100% going to be going non-lethal on this Fat Man, so you'll get to see another variant.
Yep, he's got the M9 ready and everything. Oh, he's doing the Ed Boy setup. Oh, no.
Oh, that's rough. That's so much time loss.
That's rough. It's really rough.
I think it's
And he
really
gets a
cool
slow
that
bomb.
I think it's really cool that Ed Boy made a setup for non-lethal Fat Man.
Really rough fight, but
Yeah.
still early, but the stakes are starting to add up.
I think it's a testament to the fact that literally everyone who runs this game has added something to the run.
Hmm. Now, on this bridge coming up for PlatonicGuy, he's going to act like an idiot because he's going to use analog. And you want to use D-pad on this bridge because it's 100% consistent that you never hit a claymore. Always use D-pad.
It's one of the most costly places in the game to get an alert because you can't approach the bridge with an alert, and if you do, you'll get a game over.
Yo, what are you
All right.
doing?
I believe Platonic is going to do the Claymore Strat for B2. Yep, it's going to equip it now. Shoot the Claymore. So what will happen is he'll get an alert. The attack team guards will investigate the elevator, thus keeping the elevator open. And on average, it does save a little over a second. And it eliminates the elevator RNG we would have to go for by calling the elevator.
So in this game, we always double tap the elevator button, which gives us a faster elevator than just pressing it once and waiting for it. There's a very small chance that the elevator can come instantly, but we estimate it's like 1 in 10 or something crazy like that. So
Yeah,
having
it's
that
really
elevator
small.
always be open is really, really fast. Well, Plywood about a room behind, but it's a big room.
Oh, Platonic misses the setup and had to grab the guard, so minor time loss there.
It's such a dangerous room to make mistakes on. Again, we've seen people lose a lot of time in B1.
What a wonderful aims from PlatonicGuy. That is top tier. Very nice.
So aim's position is random on the New Game Plus that we play. That's the best you can hope for. We call it God aims.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty damn close. So
Plywood could lose a lot of time here.
yeah, Plywood needs to match or get the slightly better perfect aims, but that's a tall order.
Send backup. I have an unknown target here.
Plywood doing the pause buffer strat. So if you pause, the IGT stops and you can like look around the room and it'll get you a preview. He took a gamble and it didn't pay off, so not the best aims.
Certainly not the worst either, though. So yeah, Plywood has lost a lot of time to two things that were completely out of his control.
Yep.
That's unfortunate because we're talking like maybe 20 seconds just from RNG, but he's a little bit further behind than that. I feel like Platonic's played better still, but only slightly.
Yeah, the gap is much more than 20. It's close. We're getting close to a minute at this point. Oh, whoa, Plywood nearly went to the wrong floor. He's got MGS1 on the brain or something.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, as long as you're on the correct route, the correct elevator button to press is always up once. So no matter which elevator you get on, the correct direction is always up once.
Yep.
So it's easy to remember.
Good cartwheel to prone there, and Plywood goes for the fancy cartwheel and misses.
Yeah, he looked too far.
Send backup.
Yeah.
I have an
He can go for anything at this point. Like, needs Platonic to make mistakes.
He needs like a gyro mistake or something like we saw against Joe. Needs something big. Not that I would ever want that with Platonic, but still.
Absolutely not, but yeah. I did the fancy cartwheel, aerial, stairial, where you land halfway up the staircase, which might not actually save time, but it looks cool. You have to take a really awkward line to the stairs to make that work.
Took the cipher sensor really safe. But decent overall. And we will see his Harrier. He is pretty much automatic at Harrier. I would be really surprised if he messed it up.
Plywood did the load zone prone. That was really nice. Glad to see more people picking that up.
5 shot, high damage, and +1 looks okay. Didn't grab the extra stinger ammo, so I wonder if he's going to do turbo vamp or not.
He'll have enough for it.
Just
he has
barely.
12 left. Yeah, he has 12 left.
Have that extra ammo just for comfort, but he can make it work.
That was a ridiculously good Harrier. Did you see how much time he had left to get the fifth shot?
Yep.
Like, he got to do a full turn and wait before he shot the 5th shot.
Leap of faith. All right. Good stuff.
Yeah, Platonic playing really clean. I
Let's
think
do
Plywood will do a 2+6, right? He will go for
Yep.
a different variant of the Harrier.
Yeah, so he'll go for 2+6, or if the damage values cooperate, which they do, he'll get 3+5. 3 at the start. The Harrier will then fly away, and then as the Harrier returns, he'll fire the rest of his shots. If you do it optimally, it does come out to the same time as a 5+1 Harrier. It is a little harder to execute. And a lot of times you can get an extra shot that you have to fire like that. That's the 9th shot, the 1 HP shot, and it landed perfectly. So, very good. Not too bad.
Really good Harrier. I've seen him go for that a few times and mess it up. So it was nice to see him get a really clean one there. I think there's a lot of debate. I actually think 3+5 is going to be easier to learn. If you're starting with no knowledge of the Harrier and you have to pick one, I think 3+5 might be better.
Plywood went right side to the pipes. A little bit of risk there, but he's been incorporating that recently. It's the same time whether you go left or right, leap of faith, or go to the pipes. Very cool to see him pull that off.
I think it looks faster.
I think if done perfectly, maybe it's faster. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, Platonic is in the core, and no D-Lime special for Plywood. That's good. Gap is about a minute-ish. I mean, it's still it's a large lead, but there's still things that can happen that can dwindle this lead. You never know.
I haven't really seen Platonic make a mistake.
Not really. I'm going back to thinking about it. Very minor stuff. Very minor.
I would like
Just
to
as
know
we
his
say
name.
that.
Oh my
Just as we
god.
say that.
Why? Every
Oh my
time. Every
god.
single time.
So he went to do a flip back for when he picked up the Nikita, and just Raiden didn't want to flip back. So that's why he continued to go forward. It's just a thing that happens.
I'm sorry, Platonic.
It's
Really
gonna cost
cursed
him
him out
world
there.
record. So all right, let's see this Nikita. All
What
right,
are you doing?
pretty good. Textbook. See if Plywood fares any better picking up the Nikita. And he does. Perfectly gets the twirl. Very nice.
I'm sure that motion that he does in the water has a real name in swimming terms, and I will find it out.
Oh, trouble with the menu. Just a little bit. So
I took these photos.
all right, so next major section coming up, swim glitch. We're gonna see it from both. Well, I don't know about Platonic. I don't. What's your call? I'm not sure.
Plywood, yes.
Plywood's 100%. Yeah, he has to.
Platonic.
He's
Maybe.
shooting a SOCOM.
Oh, maybe then, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's something I do. It's like a tell when I'm about to do a swim glitch, but we'll see. He's got enough of a lead where he doesn't need it. Nope, he's going for it. Here we go.
He's gonna abandon Joy. Oh no. He seems very low on the wall.
Jeez. Just kill it. Just, okay, yeah. That's, okay. That's some time loss. If
I want to
Plywood
say
gets this,
Plywood has one of the best looking swim glitches out of everyone. On the
I,
slide, he has developed a real good strategy for doing that. Half squat in the chat. Thanks, mate. It's called a tumble turn. That's what we're going to
tumble
call it
turn.
from now on. We
Tumble
always like to
turn.
have real names for stuff.
I'm sure as hell not going to remember that, but okay.
You will. I'll say it enough times that it'll become real.
Plywood had trouble with the elevator a little bit.
Yeah, he does seem a little bit shaky. Just these little minor things. Alright, this could be
This could be huge if he gets
big time save for Plywood.
really low start.
Yeah, I keep thinking a few people looked low, but
Oh no! Just kill it. Oh no!
Answer me.
Just kill it. Oh, wait,
Uh,
Platonic took a continue. I didn't even
wait,
see that. What the hell happened?
I assume he messed up
Platonic's
now.
messing up Vamp twice.
Let's go, Plywood! Plywood's up there.
Platonic's still in Vamp.
Oh my god, he's doing a B-man. He has enough stingers to finish the fight here.
No, he does. Look. Oh, he's got another shot. The lead can flip. Oh, no, no, no. Just wait. No. Oh, my God. Oh, my
Can't look
God,
onto him.
dude. Can you believe this?
Plywood's already in the lead.
Plywood's in front. This is B-Man week 1 all over again. He's gonna kill himself again. Screw it. Oh my god. What a turn of events.
I don't believe it.
Oh my god.
No, Plywood has to open the door, but Platonic doesn't.
He's out. Okay, he's out. He's finally out, but oh my god. Wow.
Thanks for the sub, by the way, Roy. Sorry we missed you in that madness. Appreciate it, mate. Holy
Oh
shit.
my. This
I'm
is
doing it
why
again.
I turbo vamp. Screw this. Just going back to get the AK ammo.
He has to,
He
because
is
he burned
so
all his
flustered.
ammo. Yeah.
He's so flustered. Super Jax, thanks for the Twitch Prime. We do appreciate that.
What the hell?
Wow. God damn. Well, I told you we might see some fun stuff today. We might see some different stuff, but I never would have expected that out of Platonic. Never. I cannot believe that.
Now, in the event that Plywood wins this race, how does that affect the standings?
Well, it'll drop Platonic. It's going to depend on the other races later. It could drop Platonic all the way to the 5 seed. So he's sitting at 3 right now. It could drop him to 5, which means instead of a hypothetical matchup against me in the final, he'd get me in the semifinal instead. So it's not really favorable. Meanwhile, Plywood would be potentially set up, depending on what happens with Joe, and I guess BMN, to jump to 2.
Wow, imagine Plywood jumping up to the 2nd seed. That would be incredible.
Yeah, which, I mean, could get him a path to the final, so you never know. I'm in awe. I'm in shock.
It's a huge gap that's developed, but not enough to say it's over in favor of Plywood.
I mean, keep in mind, Platonic just gained 8 seconds there because of abandoned swim glitch. So he didn't have to open the door like Plywood did. So we'll get a gap update here in a second. And the other thing you got to remember is Plywood did pause buffer for aims a little bit, so there's a few seconds we're not really accounting for there. Beautiful frame 1 out of the water from Platonic, though.
Would that mean he's further in front than it looks, or less in front than it looks?
A little more, a little more.
Yeah.
Oh, this is race 1 of 5, people. We have 5 of these things today. Buckle up.
I've lived every minute of VE League. It's been exceptional.
Bumpity bump, bump bump. Good, I'm a bump.
Now we have seen Platonic, the only person who's ever got a phantom radio call in a league match, but it is possible that you can get a random radio call that will go out here. It's very rare.
I was about to say, why did you say that then? Why you should have just waited, but he doesn't.
Because I'm an
get it, so-
idiot. Like, I've done this a few times now. Yeah, so this is what you're watching right now is very easy league. 11 people have competed in a round robin style league. This is the final week So all these 5 matches are the last games to be played, and then we will have a playoff with the top 8 next weekend, starting next weekend.
Yep, times to be determined. It'll be next Saturday, though. We'll have the quarterfinal next Saturday, and then the following week, which is the 23rd and 4th, we'll have our semifinal and our final matchups to crown a grand champion.
Hey, we never did plywood. We never did. Okay, maybe a little bit, but not really.
I was ready to bury plywood.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not easy to beat Platonic when you're neck and neck with him. It's very difficult to come back from a minute behind, and it did
Why
rely
did you
on.
zoom plywood? I hope Emma didn't fall. Nope, not listening to audio.
Yeah, so for anyone who's unfamiliar with the sniping section, we stand on an exact spot on the ground. We don't zoom our sniper rifle, and we don't look at Emma in the scope. There is a chance that she can fall over, and if you look at her, there's a 100% chance she'll fall over. It loses about 8 seconds, so we want to avoid that.
Alright, she didn't fall. I heard an audio cue for the codec.
It's close. It's very close.
Like, despite the huge mistake, Platonic's still in this.
See, this section of the game, as when you're racing, when you're the person doing the sniping right now, it can feel like a break from the stress, but in this situation, the whole thing just feels just as stressful as the rest of the race. Plywood's drawing his own name.
Apply,
Thanks.
very good, very nice.
Thanks for that.
Yep.
Now, what you'll see them do with the sniper bullets, the boxes of ammo will spawn when you get to 20 bullets, and they don't want to have less than, or 20 or less going into the Vamp 2 fight, otherwise an ammo box will spawn in front of you, and it makes it very difficult, but not impossible, to kill Vamp. You can do it blind.
Yeah, I actually did that in a run a couple days ago when I was gunning for world record. So it was the run that I killed on accident.
I've attempted it and missed.
I think we've seen Mac McD do it in League once too. Or either that or a PB attempt. I remember him doing it once, performing it once.
Mac McD says, what I hate most about sniping is by the time it's over, I've forgotten how to play the game.
Right?
I can attest to that. Yeah, it can really, like, you have to focus on basically nothing so you don't, like, take yourself out of the game. And literally the room, like, straight after is a room that will kill your run if you do it wrong.
Right. We are getting there. Getting there. Almost out of this section. While we have a minute, I do want to remind you this is Metal Gear Speedrunners community Twitch channel that hosts various Metal Gear content, where it's races, solo runs, tournaments, leagues, what have you. If you're a fan of really any of the games in the Metal Gear series and you like speedruns, be sure to give us a follow. Check out the links below to our Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. We got a website if you want to learn any of these games, MetalGearSpeedrunners.com. Good place to hang out. It's a wonderful community full of wonderful people. You will have a fun time here, I promise.
I'm glad we could get every race on for the final day. It wasn't
Yep.
easy to schedule. People are obviously busy. Not everyone can be free at the same time, but you know, Lime's managed to put it together. Appreciate
Yeah,
everyone who's participated being so like, you know, flexible and kind of rolled with the punches when we've had issues with schedules and stuff. Everyone's been pretty easy to deal with, I'd say overall.
Yep. Yeah, it's for how many people involved and how much stuff there is involved with this to make it happen. It's gone relatively smooth, and I can't thank everybody enough that's participated and made this stuff happen. So, Vamp 2 from Plywood, all good, and he is heading to Arsenal Gear. Trying to get a gap update here in a minute. Very important that Plywood does not take us a continue here, because he will go back to the start of this time section if he does. So the gap is about 35 seconds as it sits. It's not a lot.
Not insurmountable.
No, Platonic can still pull this out, but it's at this point it's gonna take a mistake from Plywood.
Yep, requires an error. Requires one error, one massive error, or a few significant ones.
Tengu, you got Jejunum, Tengu fights, Ray, Solidus. The biggest contenders are Jejunum and possibly Tengu too, just as far as variance is concerned. But recently there was actually a new strategy found for Tengu 2. It's actually better to use turbo on and Platonic messes up the cartwheel. That's not good. For Tengu 2, it's actually better to use turbo on more often than not. You yield better results. But you still do the traditional Bestwick setup where you go forward and then aim up, but you just turbo that instead of timing out your shots, and you generally get better times.
Yeah, big shout out to Major Zero for testing out that one and finding
Yeah.
it. Major Zero is getting ridiculously good at MGS2 behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Put up a VE time recently of 104. So I expect good things from him in the future.
Yeah, 104 is an incredibly good time.
You in a little while. Brace yourself.
Especially just starting out. I mean, he's got one of the best non-lethal Fatmans you will ever see. The quick shots that he does on him is just absolutely ridiculous. It dismantles everything else out there. But
And for anyone who's confused, his username is Major Zero. We don't mean the character from MGS3.
right, exactly. All right, Plywood. Can he hold? Can he keep this lead? We enter Jejunum. Just gonna observe and stay quiet. Very nice. Very, very nice. All right. Platonic obviously needs to match. A little bit of trouble getting in the door for Plywood, but that's all right. Both of them did that extra cartwheel on the
I hate it.
staircase. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it.
You can't say anything when it works, though. When it works, it works.
I can criticize it all I want.
And we're running out of room for Platonic to mount the comeback here. We are getting towards the end of the game. Tengu 1 has room for error. You can take a few shots, you can miss your door glitch. Tengu 2, as Limes was saying, huge amount of variance on how fast you can do that room. You are relying on the guards to spawn well and also run out into the room well. Raise, I'm not sure what Platonic's doing for Raise, whether he's doing the safe method or the newer, faster strat.
Safe. Well, at this point, I think he would probably try risky, but he usually does it safe.
And of course, Solidus is another fight where we see runners have huge variance.
So it's like 33-ish seconds, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, Tengu 1. Fly guy. Left side start, as pretty much every runner does now.
Yeah, the funny thing about left side Tengu 1 is it was found ages ago, and no one implemented it really, like fully until this league.
Very good from Plywood. Nice and clean. No issues there. Let's see what he does. Is he going to do the new Tengu 2, or is he going to just time his shots?
It's
Looks
a
like he's
very
just gonna...
risky setup on the guard.
He's
doing
doing
it.
turbo, but he's in a really bad spot. That is, you want to be way more left than that, aiming, and a little bit
That's
down.
better, now he's repositioned.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Ooh, Platonic's having trouble with the door glitch. Second, nope. Third try. That's a fair bit of time loss.
Although we're seeing it a lot less these days, Tengu 1 can still trip you up. Plywood may not have had the best Tengu 2, but it was fair.
All right, not too bad, but
It came as a complete surprise when Ocelot
Platonic
discovered the
needs
S3
a
data
god
for
like
GW.
Tengu 2 here.
Not a bad idea, though. Using fire to fight fire, creating the perfect assassin to retire Solid Snake's brother. S3 stands for Solid Snake Simulation. It's a development program to artificially reproduce Solid Snake, the perfect warrior. The result is a Foxhound Commando. When Foxhound no longer exists, a simulated Solid Snake
All right, not bad. That's I think that was a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, but it's still gonna take so much.
But I've made use of you, and their plan too. Solid Snake's sudden appearance, your arrival. It was obvious the Patriots were among my ranks. I had to smoke out the agent before the mission entered the final phase. You came in handy.
A lot of people like to mess with the menus here. I don't like to touch them.
Every day,
I just
I
want
like
my
to waste
Stingray
ammo.
previous. That's it.
Yeah.
life and death. You ran from it, and now you've been led back to war by something less
All right.
than lethal.
See these rays as he holds his telephone. For the traditional safer setup. So far,
Clean.
very nice. It's very clean.
Are you awake yet, Jack?
All right, just Solidus.
GW.
Plywood's
The Arsenal AI
in
is
great
corrupt
shape to
beyond
pull off the
repair.
upset.
I admit that I underestimated you.
And Platonic won't be the first person to lose his race to Vamp in V League.
Nope.
And with 4 more races to go today, he may not be the last.
Tonic going for the super risky raise and gets it. He had to do it. Very well executed. Very hard to pull off. It saves about a second or so
It's
to pull it
beyond
off.
hard to pull off. It's
Yeah.
really, really difficult to do. Even with the trainer, when you can constantly reset the room, the timing on the first and second shot is so damn tight.
Yeah, you have no margin for error. You got like 0.2 to get a shot off, and that's it. It's just ridiculous.
Its only saving grace is the fact that even if you mess it up, you don't actually lose that much time compared to other strats that you can fail in this game. Like, you miss a shot on the Harrier, you lose 14 seconds. It isn't as drastic as that.
Yeah, I think if you mess this up, you lose 5 or 6, so it's not too bad. And just as a reminder, all matches will go to IGT. All matches will go to the score screen, so we will be watching credits. Plywood a little trouble with the stab there, so not the best of starts. Okay, okay phase one, not the best.
Gets the short dash as well, which is always good.
This is where it gets interesting.
Nice parry, very good.
He's knocked down.
Ooh, that's unfortunate.
Time for
Time
Plywood.
from Plywood. Should be the winner. Should be the winner.
Do you
What an
remember
upset.
this place?
What an upset for sure. So we knew Plywood was capable for sure, but we sure as hell did not expect what happened to Van. Beautiful parry from same
Play it
thing. Same exact thing. Just trouble. All right. GG to both.
Great first race to kick it off right here. We have 4 more races to go, and we will take all the games to IGT as Limes explained. The cumulative IGT could really, really matter once we have all the results.
We're gonna try to get one or both in for an interview. We'll see. See if either of them are willing. But yeah, we'll see the score screen, then we'll get set up for the next match. So enjoy these wonderful credits, and guess we could preview the next match a little bit, which is
Yeah.
Tyler 2022 versus Mac McD. Your thoughts?
There can only be one. There can only be one in the playoffs. The winner of the match will continue on and get a chance at becoming champion. Both of them, it's weird to see both of them in a position like this because they're both 103 players, really good times, both great knowledge of the run. Who knows who will win that? I really don't know. Both of them have had huge variance on their times. They've had great finish times, some rough ones. I just don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be good to watch though.
Yeah, it'll definitely be entertaining. Both of them are capable of playing at a really high level, but both of them have been, dare I say, wildly inconsistent too.
Yeah.
So I know both are going to be on not much of practice. So that could be better. That could be bad. You don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see.
Hey,
And we got PlatonicGuy joining us.
oh,
Welcome, dude.
the hell was that?
um,
Wow. At least I know how BMN felt now.
yeah, that was shocking. That was to say
That
the
was
least.
like two massive bad choices. The first one, like, okay, I've messed up before, but he had 1 health before. As I was dropping myself to take the continue, I was like, crap, that's a mistake. I should have just continued on. Go into the second fight. He has 2 hits remaining. I'm like, let me just see out the fight, whatever now. I should have just taken a continue there. I didn't
That
expect the
was
fight to go that way.
Rough to
Uh,
watch for sure. Any thoughts of maybe picking up Turbovamp instead?
yeah, I've thought about it before. I probably should. Like, there's no reason not to. Um,
Yeah,
it's just I haven't really practiced it, so I never went for it.
that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, unfortunate series of events. But he played well otherwise, except for that. So it's just a
Yeah.
shame.
Oh
So
well.
yep, it happens.
That
Um,
plywood was on my tail like the entire race I was watching.
yeah, he was hanging in there. I mean, he needed that mistake. In all honesty, I mean, he had trouble with his swim glitch early on. You had trouble with it as
I
well, and you just
abandoned it immediately. I
abandoned
was
it.
like,
Yeah,
nope.
that was really the start of it. I mean, even if you would have gotten Vamp, he would have really closed the gap. He did screw up his swim glitch a little bit,
Mm,
but he did recover nicely. But yeah, just a joy to watch for sure. So we'll have to wait and see where it puts both you guys in the standings. It's going to be a long day.
yep. Anyways, I'll just pop up now while credits is going.
All right, GG, dude. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep.
So
Plywood said he's taking no questions, so I assume he just wants to take his victory in silence there.
yeah,
Really well played from him.
yep. Hats off to him for sure. Um, yeah, a few more minutes of credits, and we'll get you going for the next match of the day. So it should be really fun. So chat, how's it going, guys? Decent race, right? We got four more on tap. Four more of these bad boys. So should be really, really good. So after Tyler and Mac, we have Apache versus Mayu, which is really the battle of household supremacy for that one. Be a very interesting match. And then Makarov 360 versus BMN is our fourth match. Makarov is an up and coming, really, really good runner. Just got a 103 recently. BMN is probably a model of consistency so far. What is that from Plywood?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Of course. Of course, right. What a bro. What a bro. And then our last matchup is Long Name Joe versus Tino. Tino just got a fat PV recently, and he's been grinding the game a little bit. I think he has a pretty good chance of beating Joe. So um, all the matches have a lot of exciting storylines and things to play for. So it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, it's the final day. Final one before the playoff. Big races, and it's not disappointed so far. That was an intense race. Be interesting to see Tyler come into this race hot off his GDQ run where he did dog tags in Twin Snakes Extreme.
That's right. Yep. Yep. He did
So
pretty well in that. So jump from that to MGS2. We'll see. See how he fares.
maybe he'll play on a GameCube controller with B-Man's new modded layout.
Yeah, there's a little mod out there where if you want to subject yourself to that, you can. So don't know why you would, but yeah. Man, these credits are long. They feel longer today for some reason.
And yet it's still better than Star Sailor.
True.
I like Best Is Yet to Come the most. What's your predictions on the times?
I think they're both 103s. I think 103.31 from Plywood, 104.19 from Platonic.
That'd be funny if you get both right.
I swear. I swear.
104.20 from Platonic Guy.
All right. Plywood at his score screen, he has received. I was really close. 103.28. It's a decent
So
time.
it's a really good time.
I said a 104.19 from Platonic. We'll see. Skip the cutscene. Oh, he's away. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. Jeez. Come on, man. 104.08. Come on, man. Don't do this to me, bro.
Uh,
All
what a
right. Well,
race.
on that note, we're going to get you ready for the second matchup, Tyler versus Mac McD. We're going to go to a short intermission and we will be right back. Stay tuned.